Hello, it's me again, Jewel. So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my mindset and my thought. I was thinking about this while I was cooking because I am a personal cook or a personal chef for a few families with dietary restrictions. So, a lot of my clients, they're much older and they aren't well, but they love fresh soul food and other dishes because I don't only cook soul food, but I cook everything fresh and I cook according to their diets. Whatever the diet is that their doctor put them on, they let me know what they can have, what they can't have, what they can have in their food, what they can't have in their food, the food that they like, the food that they don't like. So we create like a short menu that they like. We shop the items fresh and then we cook it, we prepare it, and this enough is all a la carte, so it feeds like minimum 3 people. We don't do little individual meals, no, and we deliver it. And so the food lasts them for like 2 3 days. That's how much food we cook for them. So there's a minimum you must spend with us. But anyway, so I'm going to get back to while I was cooking. I was thinking about how many people over my lifetime, since I've been like having boyfriends or a husband, ex-husband, associates, however, different titles, I suppose. It really doesn't matter. You with a good man or bad man, you enjoying yourself, you all are together some kind of way. Marriage, boyfriend, partner, whatever you want to call it. So, um, over the span of my lifetime, I always told individuals that I spoke to about relationships, friends or family or whomever it was, how I am a true believer that monogamy isn't natural, like one person to one person. So I always said that as long as I was being well taken care of, that I really didn't care much about, if he was cheating or saying someone behind my back, because I don't consider cheating having sex with someone. I just don't. I mean, to me, sex can be, it can mean something, it cannot mean anything. It's an exercise. It's a very good exercise for the human body. Sex is a very good exercise. So sometimes you want to exercise sex with a different individual for whatever reason. But I've always expressed myself in the beginning with any man that I decided to deal with. Look, okay, if you are going to do your thing, step out, whatever you may call it, just make sure, number one, you are safe about it, you are discreet, and you are respectful about it. So some people's like, how can I be respectful if they're cheating? Like I said, I don't consider having sex with someone cheating. People have sex with prostitutes. They don't know their name. They do whatever they do. They leave. They don't see that prostitute again. And then they go to a different prostitute. And they don't tell all these prostitutes, oh, I love you. Or they may say it, but they don't mean it. The way I say it is, he comes home to me. He takes care of me. He keeps me safe, healthy. And he come home to me and he treats me even better after he had to get whatever he had to get out of his system. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to think about it. It is what it is. He's going to do what he's going to do. And then if I'm going to go through all that fussing and fighting and screaming, am I going to leave him? That's the question. Most times for me, like I said, if I'm being well taken care of, no, I'm not going to leave. So I'm not going to go through all that. And I did in the beginning, like when I first met my son's father. That was truly the first man I dealt with. I was a senior in high school, and he's 6 years older than me. And I grew up in the hood. He saw me walking down the street, and I tripped. And he started laughing because the bottom of my shoe came off. Oh my God, I loved those flats. I thought they were so pretty and they were so comfortable. And I tripped and the bottom came off because I wore them out, and he just found it funny. So he was leaning on his car doing something, or at the payphone. Back then we had payphones. And after he finished laughing, he asked me to come here. And when I saw him, I thought that was one of the prettiest, finest men I had ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, he was pretty, he was clean, He was sharp. He had on jewelry. Yes, that's what we call it because I'm 52. He had a pretty car. He had pretty nails. He had pretty hair. Oh my God, he was built so nice and he looked so sexy and so professional in his clothes and so handsome. I mean, his clothes were pressed, clean. His shoes were shining. It looked like he was on his way to the office. His nails were manicured. You didn't see no hair sticking out his nose. Oh, this man was unbelievable. I was like, oh my God, is this man speaking to me? I couldn't believe it. And then I asked him, what did he want? And then he was like, here, take my number. And he told me that he had just got off work or he was on his way to work or something. He was lying, but he was a hustler, come to find out. But he figured I wouldn't be bothering him if I found out he was a hustler. And I took his number and that was it. And dealing with him for 3.5 years, oh my God. I was so upset when I found out that he what I call cheating. Back then I called it cheating. Now I found out he was with another woman. He had sex with her with the case. Oh, I would cry and scream. And then he said to me, a lot of people say he brainwashed me. I don't feel like it's brainwashing. He told me, look, I'll take care of you. You are my main woman. You live here 5 days a week. Them other ones, they only get me on the weekend. So, and sometimes I still take you out on one of the weekend days, or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and then they don't even get that day. But it's some things that they do for me that you just don't. So, and I would never ask that of you. So you are my queen. You are the one I take care of. You the one who live with me 5 days a week. Because he would have me go back to my parents' house on the weekends, which I did miss my parents and my family because I have a big family. And I would go back to them on the weekends, but I would be upset because he would take me back Friday and then he'll come pick me up Sunday night. And then I have all these questions because somehow some of the females back then, we had pagers or beepers. Somehow they would get my beeping number out, and I guess they'd go check in his beeper whatever while he was sleeping. They'd get mine and they want to beat me, and I return their call because I didn't know who it was. And they tell me, oh, Jabbar, it's my man. And so, I'm telling them, no. I'm with him Monday through Friday. He takes care of me. One female was like, oh, yeah, did you ever stop to think that the money you give him, he gave it to me? I was like, money I give him? It's like, I don't give him any money. He told you I give him money. I don't give him any money. She was like, you don't? I was like, no. And then I was like, why would you think I give him money? And then I was like, no, I was like, he buys all my clothes, my food. I live with him. He takes care of me. He makes sure I get my hair done. He makes sure I get my nails done. He does everything. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Now I was like, and he gives me money. And then she started crying. And then I started feeling bad for her. I know it's crazy. A female he was cheating with actually found out where I lived at and called me and everything. Came to my house. We talking in the corner from my house because she wasn't crazy enough to come to my door. She saw all them people in front of my house. And then she started telling me, I give him money. And you mean tell me he gives my money to you? I was like, I don't know if he gives your money to me. I was like, but he gives me money because he takes care of me. Oh, she was crying. I actually felt bad for her. I know it's crazy, right? I mean, he gave me fur coats, oh, pretty shoes. He took me places, well, in the hood, but he would take me to concerts and everything. Oh my God, he treated me so well except for the cheating. Then he gave me a beautiful son. My son looks just like him. I was just so happy. Then he talked about getting married, and I entered college later than most students, but I ended up going after my son was born. I had my son when I was 19, so I ended up going to college when I was like 21 or 22. And once I entered college and that world was expressed upon me, I couldn't believe. I thought I was on a different planet. I had no idea that black men like that exist. Oh, they were handsome. They were just like my man, except for they were educated. Don't get me wrong. My man, he was street smart. Oh, street smart out the wazoo. Like I said, he was a hustler. He made sure no one bothered me. No one said anything to me. No one couldn't do anything to me. You name it. No one. Oh, he was so smart. He had back then what they call runners. So they would sell his product, bring him the money back, and pick up more product, that type of thing. And I just know I thought I was just living in an amazing world, a life of luxury. It was just to me it was in awe. But once I went to college, those men, they were nice looking like him, but they were professional and they spoke different. And I was like it gave me chills. I mean, they were so educated. And then that's when I realized I couldn't marry him. I wanted to be in that world, the college world, with the intelligent. Like I said, he was smart, street smart, but he didn't have like book smarts. I love a combination of both. Combination of both. I can't just take street smarts and I can't just take book smarts. I need like a combination of both. So I ended up leaving for that reason and other reasons. And I just took my baby with me and realized that wasn't for me. But I say all this to say, after the way he explained to me that some females, they do things that I did not, and he needed that done. He would never ask that of me, but he had to have it. A few of the things he told me, the rest he wouldn't, which I prefer that he didn't. After he told me some of the things that they were doing, I was like, "Oh, you're right. I'm not doing that." He was like, "See," he was like, "So I just need to just get that out the way, and I'm yours. I love you. You know that." And yeah, he that was the only problem. That problem and then the hustling thing because, shootouts, all the other nonsense, people dying. And I had to get me and my baby away from that. But that was that. And also growing up in my household, that it was, that's what got me into the mindset that's what trained me to be how I am because I saw it with my parents. It was like I said, they were together for 58 years, married 55 years, and my father passed away. And both of them did their thing. And at first I thought it was so wrong. And they both explained to me in different ways how, sometimes people have been together for so long and they just feel like, they want to do something a little different for a little bit of time, but they know that they love each other and they know that they will always come home, that they will never go elsewhere as far as leaving their family. They won't break their family unit. That they won't do. They will always take care of their family. But sometimes, they want to go on a little trip. They want to do something a little different. First, I was puzzled because both of my parents were indulgent, not one. But there was a difference. I noticed that my father was really, really, really discreet and mature about it. He made sure he did not embarrass the family. He made sure that he didn't embarrass himself. He made sure he didn't embarrass his wife. He kept all of his undercover. He did his thing, but he was always, always discreet about it and such a gentleman and mature. And I mean, he had such couth, he had so much class about it. He made sure that it was really clean and no one had much to say. But, people knew different ways because of the little different things, but it wasn't like blatant and out in the open and disrespectful. On the other hand, flip that. My mother was completely different about it. Completely different about it. She was disrespectful, tacky about it, no class. It was horrible. It was disgusting. And so they both explained to me their reasons why. So my mother explained to me, she was like, look, sometimes people have to marry out of necessity. And I'm looking and I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, look, I had two sons. And they were young. They needed a father. I needed a good man to take care of me and my sons. A good man. She said, I couldn't just pick any man to take care of me and my sons. She said, so your father is the top. He's one of the best. When they made him, they broke the mold. You're not going to get. It's hard to get a man like your father. So now I was like, but you love him. She was like, look, people grow to love each other. I was like, but you love my. She's like I said, people grow to love each other. You do what you got to do, and so I needed to make sure that my man didn't leave, and I continued to get my brand new Cadillacs, and I continued to live in my beautiful house, and I continued to go on my trips, and I can work and keep all my money because he take care of the whole house. I just had to give him a baby. So it took me 5 years. My first one didn't make it. I miscarried late at 8 months, but my other two children came here. So I get to keep my life, my lifestyle, my Cadillacs, my trips, my jewelry. I get to keep everything. So I looked at it because I was the first child between them. And I have a brother a year younger than me. And so I asked, I was like, so you had me just so that you can make sure that she was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You old enough, you 15. Yes, yes. That's right. You a deal breaker or deal maker, and you made my deal. You made my deal solid. So we were married. He got his baby. He was happy. Your brother was supposed to be here. He was a surprise, but I love him anyway because I didn't want no more kids. But I had to have one so I could make sure that I was keeping my husband. And but your brother, no, I didn't want no more. But so he came and I love him, and now I'm done. No more kids. And I'm sitting there looking at her, and tears start falling down my eyes. She was like, stop all that crying. She was like, no, you'll see when you get a husband because you need to get yourself a good man like your father. She was like, I doubt if you better find one like your father, but you need to get something damn near. She was like, you too beautiful. You don't need to be out here all with these horrible men and these men beating on these women and having all these different kids and not coming home and being. And she's like, no, you need to find a man like your father. And I'm like shocked. And she's like, stop all that nonsense. You don't need to worry about being in love and all other stuff. She was like, look, that'll come later. You just make sure you get you a good husband. And she literally made me go in the kitchen with her. I had to learn how to make rice because that was one of the favorite side dishes my father liked. And he could cook just about anything else, but for some reason he couldn't make rice. She made me come down there. Whenever she made rice, I had to stand right next to her and I learn how to make rice. She told me, you need to learn how to make rice for my man, for my husband. You need to learn how to make rice. And he had dinner ready, and whatever day he want rice, that rice need to be done at 6 o'clock. So you need to make sure you have rice for your father. So you gonna learn how to make rice. I was like, wow, I was shocked, and so I had to be in that kitchen to learn how to make rice. And then they just groomed me. They taught me. They was like, no, you're gonna be somebody's wife, a good man. They was like, so here you gonna learn. And they would call me. My aunt would call me. My mother would call me. I had to come down to the kitchen. I had to watch how they clean the toilets. I had to watch how she fold the clothes. I had to go to the laundromat with her to learn how to wash clothes. I had to learn how to clean chicken. I had to learn how to wax the floors, everything. She was like, no, I had to watch her change the sheets every week on the bed. She would wash them. Then she had to iron his sheets to put on his bed. She had to iron the sheets, and she ironed those sheets too. She made sure his work clothes were ready. She would tell me, my man's work clothes need to be clean and pressed and ready for him to go because he bring the money in here and no one's going to disrupt my husband from going to work. That check comes here. So he's going to have everything he needs so he can go to work every day. I'm going to make sure that he's not going to want for nothing. And sure enough, every Sunday, all of his work uniforms were washed, starched, ironed, hung up so that it was each uniform, shirt and pants, his socks were washed. They were folded, balled up the way he did Army style. It was in his drawer, certain color, certain size. It was done. He had his cigarettes, he had his coffee, he had his pound cake. She wasn't playing. And every time she had to cook Sunday dinner, every Sunday, because he cooked 5 days a week. Sunday was were her days. Saturdays was a surprise. We would sometimes she'd make Italian hot dogs. We loved that. She'd make ice cream floats. We loved that. Sometimes my father would buy Geno's. I don't know if people know about that, but Geno's left and Kentucky Fried Chicken came about. Um, it would be different things that we get. Once in the blue moon, we may get pizza. That didn't happen too much. That was like maybe once every 4 or 5 months, something like that. But it was a big family, so they were surprised us. Sometimes they would barbecue on Saturdays. It just depends on the weather and the season. But she made sure I learned how to do all of that. She made sure I learned how to buy curtains. I learned how to put them up. I learned how to polish silverware. I learned how to wash dishes. She was not joking. She mainly my mother, but my aunt too, my father's oldest sister. They weren't joking. They were like, no, you're going to get yourself a good husband. You're too beautiful. You're too smart. You need a good husband. So that was drilled in my head Ever since that I can remember, ever since kindergarten, I was gonna need a husband. And my mother told me, she's like, and don't you bother that man. She was like, no, he go out. He may need to go out sometimes and do what he need to do, and you don't bother that man. As long as he's gonna come home, as long as he comes home, as long as they don't stay out, he comes home. And he makes sure your bills are paid, your children are taken care, your children are fed, they're clean. You have everything you need to run your household, and you don't bother that man. You and if my father took a nap, oh, my mother would go berserk if we made too much noise and we woke him up. Don't y'all stop. Y'all stop making all that goddamn noise. My husband is sleeping. My husband need his nap because he got to go to work tomorrow. Y'all go outside. You are not going to interrupt Booby's nap. No, no. My husband got to go to work. He need his sleep. When she cooked every Sunday, no one could touch anything. Anything in those pots, on that stove, in a bowl, no one could touch. Nothing. I don't care how much we want, how hungry we were, how much we was like, can I just have a little bite? No. If she was cutting up potatoes or celery or carrots or something, she'd let you have a piece of carrot that was raw, something like that. But once that food was done and she's about to make that plate for him, all of us that lived in that house, and it was a lot of us, because like I said, it was 7 of us, and then 2 adopted brothers, and then some grandchildren, some cousins, an aunt. No one could touch nothing, not even a slice of bread, until she made his complete plate. His plate had to be made first. Everything, the way he liked it, had to be put on the plate a certain way. We had to get his ice for his Coca-Cola soda. And she would take it upstairs, because my father ate upstairs. He didn't eat downstairs with us. Or me or my brother would beg. One of us would beg. We take his plate upstairs. And his plate was full. No one could touch anything until his plate was taken upstairs. It was put on his tray on his side of the bed. And I forgot what he used to say to her. He would yell downstairs and I don't know, say something about Lee, I don't know, Lee, I just need my ice or something like that. Once he gave her the signal, then she would tell us, go ahead, y'all can fix y'all food. He always gave us some kind of signal. I don't remember. It was something about Lee, I just need my ice. Or Lee, I just need another napkin. He gives some kind of signal. That means he had his food. And that means he was satisfied with his plate. Because we still couldn't touch nothing until she knew that he was satisfied with his plate. Just in case he was like, Lee, I need another piece of cornbread, or I need more mashed potatoes. Nobody couldn't touch nothing until he was satisfied with that plate. And once he gave her the signal, Lee, I just need my ice. That means his plate is fine. Then she was like, okay, go ahead. You all can make your plates. That's how it was my whole entire life. No one couldn't touch anything. No, 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 no. Now I understand. Back then I didn't think it was wrong. Because people like, oh, you're supposed to feed your kids first. And no one was allowed to call the children in the house kids. My father wasn't having that. Couldn't be called a kid. That was like a curse word. But other people would be like, no, you're supposed to feed the kids first. My mother didn't care what nobody said. My mother would tell anyone on this planet, my husband going to eat first. No one's going to eat anything. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how young they are. I don't care if they have one leg. No one's going to eat anything until my husband gets his plate and he lets me know it's all right. It's my house. My husband bought it for me. That's my husband. He takes care of me and my kids, because she used to call us kids. He takes care of me and my kids. And I have a good life. No one is going to do anything to interrupt my husband taking care of this household. So that's how and I understand. I do. I understand. And we all had to listen. 2 other children were not his, but they understood that they had to listen to him. They couldn't dare say that. Well, you're not my real father. Oh, if anyone says some crap like that, my mother would jump on them. My father's older sister who lived with us, she would jump on them. My father, they all knew. Both our sons knew. They called him Pop, or yeah, they called him Pops or Pop. We called him Daddy. They knew they couldn't dare say no such thing. That's why I don't understand these children where their biological parent is in the picture. but their step parent is, and their step parent is a good parent, and then you go turn around and say something stupid like that. That's like, to me, that's like you just giving yourself bad karma for the rest of your life. You have a human being that's taking very good care of you, and they care about you, and they love you, and they're doing everything just like as if you were their own, and you gonna turn around and say some dumb crap like that just because you have a little attitude about something, because you didn't get the newest iPhone or whatever. I don't care, whatever. You can't go to that party. Mm-mm. No. But when you hungry, who brings that food in here? When you cold, who buy you a new coat? Or make sure that you know the electricity is working. Or make sure you have hot water when you're dirty. Make sure you go to a doctor when you're sick. No such thing. And when I got married, I made sure my son understood that too. That he had to listen to my ex-husband. He understood that what my ex-husband said went, and that was fine with me, because my ex-husband was not ever, never disrespectful or mean to my son. He loved my son and treated my son just like he was his own. So my thing is, if he says something, and that's what it was. Just like my son's children, he considered them his grandchildren. He say something to one of them, none of us say anything. No, because my ex-husband, he was good to my son. He still is. Not was, he still is. My son's 32. So I'm a believer, and I don't know you want to call me a pick me or whatever the case. My thing is, my man do what he got to do. Got to get out of his system. He come home and treats me better. He brings me flowers, want to take me on a trip because I don't know, his side piece or his mistress done did something fantastic. And he comes home in a great mood, and he want to shower me with love and attention and gifts and everything. And okay, my thing is, thank you, Sabrina, whatever your name is. That's how I look at it. Because best believe she don't have not even half what I have. No. Mm-mm. Wasn't happening. No. Mm-mm. No way. No way. His money was long, but it wasn't that long. No, she wasn't living the way I was living, so I wasn't worried about that. And a lot of females, they leave a man because of cheating sexually. Now, what I can't take, what I will leave, is if my man falls in love with a female emotionally and mentally, and he's no longer there for me, and now I'm being treated bad, disrespectful, everything. That's what I can't take. That I can't take. Mm-mm. So now she's on top, and she is getting everything that I'm entitled to, because now he's engrossed in her emotionally. You know, he got to be around her, even though he don't touch her sexually. He just have to be around her. He has to talk to her. He has to be with her all the time. And now I'm being neglected. That I can't. That I can't handle. That's a no no. That's a no no. That's why, to me, sex is exercise. It's a great exercise. It's release. It helps to release stress. It helps to release toxins. When you sweat and everything else, it's euphoric. It's euphoric. It actually releases certain endorphins in your brain and helps your blood circulate and the oxygen circulate through your body and everything else. Sex is an amazing sport. Is an amazing exercise. It's really good for the human body. So I don't know. Now it can be beautiful with the one you love, and it could just be sport or just exercise with someone that you don't love. You just needed a release. It depends on the individual. So me, am I leaving my good man? Because once in a blue moon, he wants to release a different kind of way. He wants a different smell. He wants a different feel. He wants a different body structure, whatever the case. He want to hear a different kind of moan. My thing's go do your thing. Just make sure, like I said, you are respectful about it. You're always a gentleman. Your family is always first. Our health, our safety. You don't bring home no other baby, no diseases, none of that stuff. You don't get no psycho chick that you start cheating with, that she want to start texting me and all this up nonsense and calling me. No, no. You just make sure. You make sure you know how to play the game. Because I'm not going to go through your phone. I'm not going to go through your pockets. I'm not going to check your car. I'm not gonna do any of that nonsense. To me, that's silly. It's a waste of time, waste of my energy. Yeah, other more constructive things I can be doing than doing silly things like that. So, ladies, I don't know. You may think that I don't know. I'm a pick me or whatever the case. No, I'm a realist. I'm realistic. Now, yeah. Me and my ex-husband, we were together for about 20 years. He claimed 18 and a half. I say 20 because we were still messing around. I didn't know about the other female. So as far as I'm concerned, we were still messing around.